right, guys, so these notes are on mean, median, mode, and range, and also how to create a dot plot. So I'm going to have two videos, one where it's number one, and if you get the hang of it, you can go ahead and just continue at your own rate, at your own pace. And if you feel like you need a second one done to show you, go ahead and watch the second video that I post. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go along with the first example on one of your slides. So the first example is the values are 8, 10, 3, 9, 12, 4, and 3. So those are your values. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 values. So when you find mean, median, mode, and range, it's best to put them in order from least to greatest first. So least to greatest first. So the smallest number would be 3 and 3. So I'm going to list 3 twice. So I'm going to cross those off because I've listed them. And then there's 1, 4, and 1, 8, 1, 9, 1, 10, and 1, 12. All right, so going from least to greatest is really important. So if we find our mean is where you add them all up and divide by how many total there are. Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total numbers. So you add it to get the sum, and then you divide by 12 when you're, or sorry, by 7 when you're done, because we have 7 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So go ahead and add. So I'm going to add a couple at a time. So 3 and 3 is 6 plus 4. So 6 plus 4 would give me 10. 10 plus 8, well, that would give me 18. 18 plus 9, that would be 27. And then 27 plus 10 would be 37. And then you add in your 12. So I'm going to add 12 to that. And then 7 plus 2 is 9. 3 plus 1 is 4. So that's the sum. So I'm going to take 49 and divide it by 7. And my mean, my average would be 7. My average of the data is 7. So that's when you add all your values and you divide by how many pieces of data are in your values. The median is the middle number. So if I use, I'm just going to use a different color pen. So I'm going to cross off my biggest number, cross off my smallest number, cross off my biggest, my smallest, my biggest, my smallest. This is my median. It's the number that's in the very center of my data. And that's it's easier when you have an odd number of pieces of data because it's like a dead giveaway, the number in the center, but it has to be from least to greatest in order to find that middle number. So our median means middle number, and it's 8. If there was an even number of data, then when you cross off and you get to the center, let's say that those two were the middle numbers, you would find the mean of those two. So you would just add those two and divide by 2. And that's only if there's two numbers that are in the center of your data. So now mean, median, mode means most often occurring in your data. So if we look at your values again, is anything repeating itself? There's only one number that repeats itself the most often, and it would be 3. It's like the most popular number in your data, so 3 would be the mode. The last part of it is range. So finding the range means you're going to subtract the biggest number in your data and the smallest number in your data. So the biggest number is 12, and the smallest number is 3. So you just do 12 minus 3. 12 minus 3 would be 9, and that's your range. So 9 is our range. Okay. So the range of our data is 9. Our data ranges 9 units because 12 minus 3 is 9. There's 9 as our range. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a dot plot based on this information because that's one thing you're going to have to do in a few minutes. So using these numbers, especially when they're already in order for you, it makes it easier. So on my dot plot, I want to list from 3 all the way to 12. So I'm going to just draw a number line just from 3 to 12 on it. And you can do 1 to 12 if you want to. I'm just going to put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So this is the bottom of my dot plot, and now I'm going to put a dot for every single piece of data. So I have 1, 3 here, so I'm going to put a dot at 3, 1 dot at 3, or you could put an X if you want to. So I'm going to put 1 dot to represent this first 3. And I have a second 3, so I need a second dot at that second 3, at the right above the first 3 that I put. And I need a dot, only 1 dot at 4 because there's only one 4. Do I have any 5s in my data? Nope. Do I have any 6s? Nope. And I have no 7s, so then there's only 1 8. So you're going to skip 5, 6, and 7 because there's no data there, and you're going to put a dot at 8. And there's 1 9, so you're going to put a dot at 9. 1 10. And there's no 11, so I'm going to leave 11 blank. And there's only 1 12, so I'm going to put a dot at 12. So that's my dot plot for this first example. And we found our mean, median, mode, and range. Okay, so if I knew what this data was representing, I would put a title down here. So I could actually label it. Y'all are going to have to label yours. So whatever the information that you're collecting, make sure you have a title on the bottom. Okay? All right, now if you feel like you got the hang of it, then go ahead and start on number 2. If you feel like you need more practice, then follow along with me on the second video. And I'll do the same exact thing with the second set of data.